Hi everyone, Canon here. Just wanted to do a video of a build I did of our favorite little sweet and adorable Eater of Worlds, Paimon. By the way, to be clear, I will not show how to build this. I'm just here to show the ideas behind it and how it works. However, all the information such as item sorters, piston doors, randomizers are already available on YouTube by the amazing Minecraft community. First of all, I will show you how to get started with the pixel art building, and then I will show you how she works step by step. With those information, you can take it as a challenge to make your own offering shrine. Do let us know how that turned out. So as you saw from the intro, we have the pixel art of Paimon, a pit where you throw your offerings to, and then depending on that item, she will give in return a blessing of valuable items or a punishment. Now yes, you can do this build in survival. The only creative stuff that was used in this build were the bedrock blocks, which you can replace with obsidian, and also the spawn eggs for things such as creepers, which you can replace with other less valuable items, or punishments such as TNT or rain of arrows. First of all, we have to cover how to start building the pixel art itself first. What you want to do first is find a picture you like, type Minecraft pixel art creator on Google, go to the Minecraft art, not to find one, go to editor, and drag your picture into the box. Alright, here you hit crop image. Crop it to whatever you want to build inside the game. Bottom left here, you would want to select the size. Normally I try to keep both width and height below 64 blocks. Next, select survival on the right side. Keep the include falling ticked and then press convert. And there you go. Now you can build Paimon in the game. So if you zoom into the picture, on the bottom left you'll be able to see what kind of block it is based on where you point your mouse cursor at. Of course, you could go bigger, but bigger means more blocks would be needed. So if I were to crop this image, and if you look at, let's say we want to make it 100 blocks width, you're gonna need 9,600 blocks. And yes, this does make it look better, and I guess for this portion it really depends on how you want to do this. You could also select custom if you know the colors you would use. This would limit and simplify the kind of blocks you would use. First, you unselect everything using this top box over here. First, I'm gonna type concrete, and then I'm gonna select everything. Next, I'm gonna type sand, and I'm only gonna select the sand that I'm actually gonna use. Then I'm gonna type bone. I'm gonna type diorite, and finally I'm gonna type clay. And these will be the colors that I'll be using for my Paimon. Then next I'm gonna type 80 by 80 blocks. I'm gonna crop it, and I'm gonna hit convert, and there you go. It's definitely a lot easier to build now because you're using a more focused set of blocks. Next, I will just do a quick run on how it all works. First, we'll make an offering, which will be picked up by a hopper minecart feeding into a hopper and into a dropper, and then dropped into a water stream that will bring the item into the item sorter to determine what kind of judgment Paimon will give to the player. When an item is inside the dropper, it will also activate the shrine. And activating the shrine does two things. Firstly, this triggers the water exits of the offering pit to close, meaning the player inside the pit cannot leave until the judgment is complete. Secondly, the dropper will be powered to drop an item and remain powered, stopping it from dispensing again, meaning at any one time there will only be one offering moving around in the system until the shrine is reset and ready to take offerings again. Once the shrine had been reset, the dropper will be unpowered again. But if there are more offerings in the dropper, the comparator beside it will detect it and repeat the whole process until there are no more items left in the dropper. Again, we only want one item moving around in the system at any one time until the shrine is reset and the dropper drops the next item. The item will ride the water stream all the way until it gets into the item sorter, in which certain items trigger different outcomes. If an item isn't one of the items that we are looking for, it gets thrown out of the system and back to the user through a water stream to the pit. The item sorter is expandable. You can set up as many unique signals as you want. If it is an item you are looking for, such as the block of diamond, it will send a unique signal into the system that will trigger an outcome based on the offering. And in this case, it is the block of diamond. For this particular item, the block of diamond, I use this weird randomizer I came up with. At the time of a unique signal being received, only one of these torches will be active, and the one with the torch active would be the reward or punishment the player would receive. It's either golden apples, an enchanted piece of gear, or a bunch of creepers. For all the rewards and punishments, it uses this counter I built, which sends a number of signals between 1 to 4 for counting how many of the rewards would be dispensed, which is then sent to all of the dispensers in the system, but the only one that is active, for example the block of diamond, will trigger its dispensers, meaning not every dispenser will trigger even though the signal is for all of them. This is determined by the unique signal of the block of diamond that unlocks the dispenser by flagging it, just by unlocking the inverted AND gate. The other dispensers in the system will not trigger as their AND gates are not unlocked. Alright guys, I'm gonna do a demonstration of how the system actually works here for the flagging system. So what I have right now is the counter. As earlier I talked about the counter that's gonna send a signal to all of the dispensers, right? So this is what I did. I'm gonna press the button and it's gonna send one count to all of the dispensers. There you go. So that's the signal. That's the one signal that sends to all of the dispensers. However, as you saw, nothing happened. That's because none of the flags are set right now. First of all, the way I set it up is whenever the system detects like a block of diamond was selected, it's gonna randomly choose one of any outputs. So let's say one of the outputs is spawning the creepers, right? So the randomizer detected if we want to use the creepers, right? So it's gonna flag this, and what that does is it turns off one of the power for one of the AND gates, right? So this is gonna allow the reverse AND gate to function later. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the signal from the counter again, and what's gonna happen is it's gonna turn off that power over there, and it's gonna activate the dispenser over here, which has the creepers in it. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna send the count 1, and there you go, it spawns the creeper. And that's how this entire system works, right? The counter will just send signals, right? For how many times we want to summon the creepers or how many times we want to reward the player. Of course, this doesn't have to be a creeper. You can put any item in these things. This is just to demonstrate the kind of counting and the flagging system that I use. Now, with all of that in mind, we also want to be able to reset the system, right? Because every time we have a different offering, we want to be able to give the different outputs, right? So all you really have to do is just unset the flags. The way it works is this block powers allow the powers to flow through, which means that it will unlock or lock the system. So all you have to do is just reset it, and there you go. And it's now locked again. No matter how many times I send a count signal, it's not gonna summon the creeper anymore. And yeah, that's how it works for all the other dispensers I have in the system. So if I want to say have the diamond one functioning, then all I have to do is do that, and it's gonna summon a drowned. Of course, you can put a different item in those things. And yeah, that's pretty much how the entire system works. And go ahead and figure out how you wanna do this. There are probably other more efficient methods of doing this, but this is how I did it, and I'm pretty pleased with the output. And yeah, there you go. This unique signal will also trigger the mouth of Paimon to open, so she could spit out your blessing or creepers. This can also trigger her to cry if she didn't like your offering. A great number of items are stored inside to be dispensed to the player through Paimon's mouth. This of course can also dispense mobs. These items are fed to the dispensers that are then triggered and dispensed based on the unique signal each different offering item gives. That unique signal will also trigger the reset timer, and when this reset timer ends, it will reset the entire system. This includes closing the mouth, closing the eyes if it's open, locking all the item dispensers. This also opens the pit's water exits and unlocks the offering dropper, meaning the next offering can enter the system. And that's pretty much the short version of how the entire thing works. It just repeats the entire thing over and over again for every offering you give it, giving randomized results if it needs to. And if you do happen to chance upon this video and want to try making a shrine for one of your favorite characters, do share and let me know how that turned out. Anyway, I need to end this video. By the way, this world is special to me. Let me just show you a place where it might trigger some nostalgia in some of the older Minecraft players. Trust me. Yes, here she is. If you're wondering what you're looking at, it's Gargamel. I hope by saying that it provokes some memory for some of you of the greatest seed of the older days. I had to convert this from my old Java world from back in the year 2011 to work with the Bedrock edition, and now, 10 years later, here we are. Yes, here we are.